I've had my interior design firm for over 10 years now, working on residential and commercial projects. I'm gonna show you what it looks like to be a day in my life. What I love about my job is that every day is so different. So what I'm gonna do is walk you through an average day for me. I'm an interior designer here in Miami, Florida, and I work on about 20 projects at a time a year. And those projects range from residential projects to commercial spaces. This job requires a lot of creativity, not just in the design that's made, but also in problem solving skills that arise a lot during the project process. The job also requires a lot of me to show up at my best. So to tell you about a day in my life, I'm gonna tell you about my day yesterday. Yesterday, my first meeting was a meeting with a client in a tile showroom. We were selecting all of the materials for the whole entire 2-story house. So it was a big, weighty meeting. Now, in this meeting, I had already prepared and pre-selected all the materials that I was presenting to them. So when they showed up, the table in the showroom was completely filled with material samples that matched a rendering which I had airplayed onto the TV in the showroom. So while the client was looking at the rendering I had made, I was able to say, see that tile in that bathroom? That's this tile right here. And the clients and I went through and we talked about each material and how it impacted the space and created the overall look and feel. Now, what's interesting and worth noting about this job is that during that meeting, it's not only up to me to decide what are the best materials for the space, but it's also up to me to read between the lines with the client and what they're saying and read their body language and their energy that goes up when they love something or their energy that goes down when they say they like it, but their energy is low. So it's up to me to read between the lines and understand what they're not saying or what they are saying and what that really means to know if what we're selecting together is an actual right fit. There's a lot of psychology in this job. That meeting was just almost 2 hours. Now keep in mind, we were going over a whole 2-story house and every single material relevant to that 2-story house that is currently under construction. So a 2-hour meeting is about an average time that I spend with clients on something like that. After that materials meeting, I came back to my office and I did sit in front of a computer for a few hours, but it was fun. It was creative time. I was working on a design presentation for a commercial project that I have. Now, this design presentation consists largely of 3-dimensional renderings. In my office, it's a combination of an actual 3-dimensional model and some photoshopping on top of it to add a layer of realism. That 3-dimensional rendering that I was working on yesterday, I was simultaneously pairing and matching and working simultaneously on 2-dimensional drawings to make sure that both are cross-relating to each other. What is shown in the 3D rendering is also shown in the 2-dimensional drawing. And using both, not only as presentation tools, but as design tools for myself. This is how I work through problem solving, not only in functionality, but also in look and feel of the space. Look and feel I figure out in rendering, and functionality I figure out in the 2-dimensional drawings. Then, lucky me, I use those same drawings and renderings to present to the client as the communication of my design ideas. All right, so I worked on that design presentation for about 3 hours. And of course, I went to the bathroom, had snacks, and ate lunch in there. But generally, that takes about 3 hours. Next, I moved into answering a bunch of emails, which I feel is an unavoidable task for any job. In interior design, most of the emails that I get are usually from the client or from an installer like a contractor. Yesterday, one of the emails that I got was from our cabinetry maker who was telling me that one of the cabinet pieces that we wanted is out of stock and we can't wait for it or we'll miss our deadline. And so I had to really quick pivot and research an alternative product for installation. And I haven't yet found the replacement product. I'm still working on that. So check back in with me later to see what happens because I don't know yet. A lot of other emails that I get are from clients. For example, yesterday, one of the emails that I got was from a client of mine who was in an art gallery and saw a piece of art that he wanted to install in his house instead of the art piece that we already had a purchase order for. So I had to pivot. I had to give him a refund, call real quick to see if I could return that piece of art, and then get his piece of art and plug it into the rendering to see if that would actually fit and work and the size and figure all that out. So sometimes the creative problem solving skills are a thing that is something I exercise on a daily basis, like yesterday. Then, something that I'm dedicated to every single day is marketing. Marketing is something that I cannot and you cannot neglect. Even if you feel like you're busy enough that you don't need to focus on that, do. So yesterday what I did was I worked on a partnership. I was on the phone with somebody who I thought could be a potential consistent lead source for me. And we had a really, really great conversation about what value I could give to them in order for them to consistently refer projects to me. That's a really important part of business building. Then I am dedicated to leaving the office every single day by 4:40 in order to pick up my son from school, because my dedication is to not work when I am with my son, and I pour my love and attention into doing yummy things. Like yesterday was Wacky Wednesday for him, and so we were talking about drawing things on his face, and I just love pouring myself into my mommy role and my wife role when I get home. So I always end my day at about 4:30, 4:45. It's also important for me to have my unwind time, so I definitely hold a boundary on my I am no longer in the office time. For a creative, it's especially important to have boundaries on your free time. Now, keep in mind, every day really is different, and like I said, that's what I love about this job. Some days I'll have back-to-back meetings all day, some days I'll have no meetings at all. What I am dedicated to, though, is time blocking, wherein I don't take meetings on Mondays and I don't take meetings on Wednesdays. That is work time, and I have put boundaries on that. So I have structured my time in a way that works for my highest energy. And the good thing is, as the boss, I get to choose how I do want to spend my time. Unless you have a secret camera in my office to already know what I do every single day, then I'm sure you found this video useful. So go ahead and hit that like button. So if you're looking to maximize your own time as an interior designer, then come on over to biographicaldesign.com and let's connect. I'd love to support you.